We're just going to be ready when,
No, you're ready.
oh, I'm ready.
You're ready. You're ready. Do you need a cough drop or something?
No, once we're done with.
Graduates!
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the 49th Annual Connecticut Interscholastic Athletic Conference Field Hockey Tournament. Today's teams from the small, medium, and large class schools will be competing for the state's highest award in field hockey. It is a credit to both the players and coaches to have advanced to the final games being played here today. Congratulations and good luck to both teams and their coaches. The CIAC sponsors these games today, and they would like to remind all fans and spectators that banners and noisemakers are prohibited and that the highest level of sportsmanship is to be displayed at all times to all players, coaches, officials, and spectators. We would also like to extend a special thanks to Mike Maltesi, the athletic director at Wethersfield High School, and his staff for allowing us to use their wonderful facility today. Our Class S contest today is between the second-ranked Stonington High School and the fourth-ranked North Branford High School. And now the starting lineups for today's game for the fourth-ranked North Branford High School. Number 1, Olivia Toto. Number 4, Lindsay Onofrio. Number 7, Mia Oliverio. Number 9, Gianna Palma. Number 10, Gianna Gample. Number 12, Kiana Criscolo. Number 19, Morgan Lucibello. Number 27, Mia Park. Number 31, Peyton Kaminsky. Number 37, Braden LeBeau. And number 92, Samantha Helwig. And for the second ranked Stonington High School. Beginning with number 2, Alex Friedrich. Number 5, Eileen Ackley. Number 7, Hannah Newlick. Number 8, Dylan Griscom. Number 9, Sam Harris. Number 12, Emma Spathatkis. Number 13, Ann Drago. Number 14, Sophia Fernholz. Number 16, Brianna Plew. Number 33, Sandy McGugan. Number 97, Avery Slocum. The officials for today's game are Patty Kelch Porter and Aaron Michaud, and the alternate official is Marie Shorey. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you would please rise and remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, well, we're back for
Our final game here.
Don't forget there is the CIAC champion t-shirts on sale near the southern gate. Each
Stonington. I'm Jimmie Clark alongside.
I'm Donna Vavrinec.
And we are so ready to bring you the final contest of the afternoon. And an interesting fact, another repeat championship matchup. We look back to the year 1987, Class M. A lot of these schools being Class M in these repeat matchups. It is Stonington and North Branford. Stonington came out 2-1 winners on that one. Stonington's last championship coming in Class S in 2013 against Granby Memorial by a score of 1-0. And for North Branford, they would lose to Granby Memorial in their last appearance, being 2019 for Class S. However, the last championship win would be 2-1 over the same school, again, Granby Memorial. 2-1 winners over 2017. So Granby Memorial seems to be the real dominant team of this tournament. And
you know, you look at some of these games, Granby playing against North Branford in the semifinals, 3-2 win for number 4 North Branford.
And these guys are really looking to try and finish off what has been a very good season.
Yeah, you're going to find two teams that are very well coached with a long history in the state tournament, may it be in Class M or in Class S. And they probably know each other. Haven't looked through the schedule yet. Did they play each other this year?
As I'm looking, as it stands right now, they did not. No, they did not play each other.
So a lot of times teams will play teams from other conferences just to see what's going on or to, increase their schedule. So
the pass back, as we got a look at that, was lofted way high in the air. And some of these players slipping along the turf. Maybe you wonder if there's any kind of wear on the turf from the 2 prior games being played so far, or maybe the cleats just haven't been warmed up, something, maybe.
Well, there was a lot of running in those last 2 games, so I don't know whether or not they ran tracks into this field, but it is turf. It does at times, if there's any kind of moisture out there from condensation, it will get on the turf and cause it to be a little bit slippery. But both of these these teams, should be well aware of what kind of cleats or shoes to wear in order not to have that happen. So hopefully we won't see slippage just due to the turf gods getting them.
Hopefully. And we're seeing a lot of midfield play early on in this contest as North Branford wearing the black, Stonington wearing the white and brown, the Thunderbirds bringing it down the field here as they bring it up that far sideline. And for North Branford, these guys 12-2-2. With Stonington just being 14-2. Stonington does have the leg up by about 2 victories, and again, that one lofted way too high.
Well, it wasn't that it was too high, but when the ball came down, when they lofted the ball legally, but when the ball came down, it was between 2 players, so that's where the danger occurred. If there was only 1 player there who could receive that ball, we would have let that call go by, and the opponent team would have had to allow her to bring that ball to the ground. So the danger on that was where the ball settled between 2 opposing players. That's an illegal pass.
Oh, I did not know that, and I am very happy that you are along with us. Believe it or not, it is our first time as a broadcast duo here.
And I'm having a great time with you. I feel like I've known you forever now.
Exactly. I mean, it's a wonder what 2 championship games do to people. It's great. Either way, North Branford looks like they were taking a shot, and it's a kick save turning into a corner.
Yeah, the ball went off a Stonington player's leg. There was no shot on goal. North Branford didn't have an opportunity to score, so the official gave them a corner.
And for North Branford to open things up in the black and the navy blue, almost purple, it appears. We'll see what the Thunderbirds can do with this first corner opportunity here from the small town of Wethersfield, Connecticut. So glad you could join us for our primetime matchup. We saw 2 fantastic first games, and hopefully those 2 set the tone for this one as North Branford nearly automatically starting out the goal. Ball goes the other way, and in those games we ended up seeing Guilford 4-0 winners over Wethersfield in the Class M championship game, and then New Canaan in that last game for Class L. Winners of 3-1 over
Wilton.
Wilton, that's what it was, Wilton. And that was a game where Wilton scored first, so really the first score does not mean you're going to win this game. We saw that here.
That's why we play 4 quarters, play for 30 minutes, and we play to the last whistle of the last minute to the last second.
Absolutely, and these girls love playing that style, and that's how these teams get so far. You get passionate players that want to compete, and this is how you get that far in all those tournaments. There's, of course, 11-20 to go here in this first quarter, and a much more packed, media-wise attendance here today. I believe I saw News 8 walking around already, so a lot of people are here, a lot of people covering this last game, so this game has a lot of significance here as they try and juggle that ball over there. It looked like that might have been number 10 for North Branford and Gianna Gamble.
Yeah, as soon as the girl puts the ball on a stick like that and the defender comes within playing distance, they have to put that ball to the ground, and she did not. She kept it up in the air, which caused that danger, so that's why that ball was taken away from her.
And the Stonington Bears really getting on a run, but North Branford, the Thunderbirds to knock away. Again, these 2 teams meeting prior in the state championship. Neither team having too many appearances, as we got to look at Stonington and their 5 prior appearances. And you get to look at 6 prior appearances for the North Branford Thunderbirds. North Branford winning the majority of them. Only losses coming to Stonington Granby Memorial as ball going the opposite way for Stonington. And the Stonington Bears, of course, only winning 2 championships in program history. And they are certainly poised to take possibly their 3rd. This one rolls over the end line.
Yeah, the crowd is. I'm off. All 3 games had a really good crowd. When I was walking up to the booth, everything is. Both sets of bleachers in front of me are packed with parents and friends from each team. So, and across the field, looking at the bleachers there, it's a well-received game.
I think this one is the most attended game of the set right now. I don't think I've seen the opposite bleacher that packed with this bleacher this packed.
Yes, I agree with you, but pretty good attendance for these games.
You love to see that high school sports are indeed alive and well here in Connecticut.
You know, especially when you have communities who back the schools. You know, it's great when they come out and they cheer. They may not have any, daughters playing, but they're here cheering on their community.
And so North Branford plays this one along the 30, off the 25-yard line, up in front. Chance and the opportunity denied. Second chance, not going to go in. And North Branford stifled on the opportunity by Stonington. Stonington's defense has been the name of the game. This is looking a lot like the start of the Guilford-Wethersfield game we saw at 10 a.m. today.
Yeah, it looks like Stonington's defense is doing a great job holding off North Branford's offensive attack. Defense.
Played forward through the defender. Stonington is on it, and the Bears are looking to try and finally kind of clear the ball from North Branford. It's played along the sideline. We lose sight. It's played by the corner, across the end line, out of bounds, but it is out on the Bears. So we will see the Thunderbirds take possession here.
It's a 25-yard hit coming in. It's on the 25-yard line, so the ball has to travel 5 yards or have a second touch. Everybody needs to be 5 yards away, which they did. And that North Branford player just used the wrong side of the stick to play the ball.
Well, with 7:55 to go here in the first quarter of action, and so please, you can spend your Saturday with us. Playing along. Now to play there, and with 7:40 to go, still looking like it could be anybody's game.
You would hope by the time we get to this part of the championship that both teams are evenly matched, and we obviously saw that in the first 2 games. Again, the score doesn't indicate it because scores happen late in the game, but I thought they were both evenly matched.
Yeah, I really think that first game is a little bit more matched towards Guilford. I think Guilford's overwhelming offensive power, it kind of left the Eagles stifled on that game. And then you saw New Canaan and Wilton, and that was just back and forth seesaw-style play. And this one right now, we're seeing North Branford really overpower the Bears in the early onset of today's game. Of course, still plenty of time for the Stonington Bears to jump right back into it. But as they play back towards the 15 and try to get in towards the circle, Stonington not generating those offensive chances. Kind of like Wethersfield, they don't have anyone out in front to receive those long, deep passes. So rolled out of bounds, and then the Bears to pick up the ball. Back along from the 50.
Yeah, it seems to me like they're keeping more players back on defense as a safety net. But the problem with that is once we transition the ball, there's nobody to give it to move it ahead. So now that we're at the 40, we see more people down on the offensive end.
And I mean, take a look at Stonington. These guys were really an offensive team. It was rare in the regular season. They were held below 3 goals. It was very rare indeed. And then you see them all tournament, a 2-0 win against Stafford, a 2-1 overtime against Laurelton, a 1-0 win against Thomaston. These guys really seem to be backed into a corner all tournament long offensively. Do you think that maybe playing a little bit more defensively has been their game plan for just the tournament?
I don't know if it's for the tournament or just, we need to, all these players need to be able to, and coaching staff need to feel each other out. Like I said, they haven't played each other. I'm sure they've scouted each other. And then you have to let the kids settle in some too. There is a settling point that the athletes have to go to. We're only 5 minutes left, I should say, 10 minutes into the first quarter. So we'll see what happens as the game goes on.
Yeah, both teams are really feeling each other out in today's game so far. And I think Stonington is really just
starting to find their offensive footing in this contest here. And of course, North Branford found their footing quite fast. And of course, they've got their netminder and Samantha Hellwig back there minding the net and ready to try and hold the game as tight as she can, as that one will roll into the net from way beyond the circle. So,
way beyond. Yes.
that was almost coast-to-coast shot right there, like they were trying to get an empty netter.
So we'll, again, work on a little bit of audio stuff throughout the day as we're working with mics. And North Branford quickly on an attack from the 10-yard line. And they'll have it roll across the end line. So we see the Stonington Bears, led by Jenna Tuccio. And that'll be just not quite going to get there. And then, of course, North Branford, led by Babby Noon. And both coaches really coached a fantastic season. Ball played back towards Stonington. And the Bears, along that high sideline, goes out of bounds. Looks like North Branford ball, I would say. And it is. The Thunderbirds, again, you know, they had their moments of being on the run with Stonington playing offensively, but for the most part, this has been a North Branford tempo-controlled contest.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. North Branford seems to have much more control over the game and ball movement.
We'll see as Stonington, that far sideline, they're dragging around with it. Played off the stick, picked up by North Branford. Stonington to get there even faster. And with Stonington, they played the way they did throughout the regular season. Do you think maybe it's nerves? Because you look at the results that they had in the tournament that they had, and they don't look like themselves from what I've read about the team so far today.
Again, I'm not privy to their regular season, but you know, if you look at scores alone, I mean, they beat Stafford, they beat Laurelton Hall, they beat Thomaston to get to the finals here. We're just going to have to see whether or not it is a case of nerves, or you know that hopefully they didn't peak too soon. Yes.
Well, then again, it is one of those any given Sunday type deals, and of course we look at North Branford's wins. 5-0 against Immaculate, 3-2 against Sacred Heart Academy, 3-2 against Granby, to get to Stonington today. And they started with a loss, actually. They started with a loss to Valley Regional. Got on a hot streak all the way up until their second loss, which was the last game, 1-0 against Branford. So North Branford didn't lose a whole lot, and because they're from the Shoreline League, and Stonington from the Eastern Connecticut Conference, these guys not running into each other a whole lot.
Yeah.
And North Branford, different strengths.
I noticed, just looking at their season results, they did play each other to a 1-0 game. So where North Branford beat them 1-0. So they have seen each other. Went back and went through game film and try to pick up tendencies of teams. And that game was way back on the beginning of October.
Whoa! So from way out of the circle, they rifle another one past the goalie. But that's going to result in another free hit for the Bears.
Right. In order to score in this goal, the ball has to be inside the circle on its hit. So, again, that was just a hit out of bounds. It's kind of frightening to look at it if you're a goalkeeper when that ball's coming in and you say, let it go, let it go, let it go. But that's all it is, a free hit.
And so now it's going to be North Branford again in the black and purple with white trim as they just look to try and break the ice. 25 seconds to go in this first quarter. Again, the first is just beyond us here. And a little contact. The Stonington player goes down, gets back up rather quickly. With 15 seconds to go, it looks like that's going to be all she wrote for the first quarter. not seeing that this one's going to be decided in the first quarter, and we're very lucky for that. Everyone hates those kinds of games. And that one will be played again beyond the circle with a touch. A little wide, but a corner. Corner's been awarded. We're going to keep playing. The quarter may be over, but not officially. The corner's got to be cleared before the quarter can end, or the corner has to be cleared before the quarter can end.
Right.
Before I get tongue-tied.
We call this an extended corner. So it's extended beyond the time. So as soon as that ball crosses either into the goal, or there's an offensive foul, or the ball passes the dotted line, the corner is not over.
And so, the first quarter, big opportunity here for North Branford to strike in just the first quarter on this late corner. It's a shot. Picked up by Stonington. They're going to clear it.
It's cleared. And quarter's over.
Well, through with one. Donna, what did you notice through that first quarter here?
Well, I noticed that Branford's pretty aggressive in dominating the game. They're trying to get the ball into the circle a little quicker, trying to use a lot of centering shots to see whether or not they can pull the defense away from the goalkeeper. So we'll see what happens in the second half. And, you know, Stonington is playing decent defense. You know, they're getting the ball out. There's just a lot of midfield play where that transition can't get them all the way down into the goal cage.
Well, I am seeing a lot of North Branford playing very hard, playing very offensively aggressive, and Stonington's really almost on their heels.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. It seems that way from some of the play that's happening here in midfield. So we'll see what the coaches come up with at the end of this period to maybe even out the offensive strike of North Branford versus that of Stonington.
Well, we've got about another minute and a half tonight. Tonight's game brought to you by Spalding and by Connecticut Lighting, as well as Liberty Bank and Buffalo Wild Wings, all official partners of the CIAC, helping them bring you all the high-level action you see before you tonight here on the NFHS network.
And what a great opportunity for players to go home and have another memento of their playing career in high school. To be able to have a game film and say, yep, that was me out there. And then, you know, maybe 10 years down the line or 15 years down the line, they'll tell their children, I remember when, you know, I played field hockey, and they'll look at them like, what do you mean? And then she goes, oh, look at the video, see me here. So it's kind of exciting to be to have the game taped.
Yeah, this is, you know, sports and sports media have kind of evolved hand in hand, and it's created something really beautiful, especially at levels like high school, levels like semi-pro, the smaller yet large levels that you see, and it does create a lot of great memories that these kids are going to keep with them for life if they choose to even further their career in college. You know, it not only provides you the memories, but it provides you something to say, hey, look at what I can do. I can come play for you and do this.
It's a great recruiting tool. Absolutely. Game films, every time players are looking ahead and wanting to go on to that college level, any piece of game film that they can send a coach is only going to enhance, you know, their ability maybe to make it to that level. So
15 minutes on the board, the intermission ends, and North Branford, instead of a pass back, they send it forward to Stonington. It's a bold strategy, Cotton. We'll see if it pays off for them.
Yeah, I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to get the ball downfield quickly and in a manner that if it bounces just right, it might bounce by you, and then I'll be able to have my offensive line go and get it. You know, so there is an advantage to that, and obviously that was a disadvantage because they were able to collect that ball and go down the field.
I mean, it's certainly unorthodox. I can't say I've seen it in my time with Wethersfield field hockey here for 4 years, but I can definitively say I've seen it now.
Yeah.
So
if a team has a player who can put an aerial in the air, it's really good, especially if you're trying to score. You know, put the ball in the air from the 30-yard line and drop it in there, and you have your player there waiting to get it. It does have its advantages.
And here's North Branford. Ooh, rifled off the legs there. That was a hard shot right there. North Branford on the attack, and they will take it from the 25. It's got to travel 5 yards.
They get it right at the 5 yards there. They went the minimum. Stonington picked away by North Branford. Oh my goodness, off the ankle. Again.
And honestly, that's not a foul on the offense.
It is not.
That is a foul on the defense. It's below the shin guards. Now, if that ball was up at her kneecaps or anything higher, then it is a foul on the offense for danger. But
Ooh, that was a wicked hack. Taking at that ball right there. And the ball will go the other way.
sometimes when they miss the ball like that and they have that big swing, it's either a nothing call because nobody's around, or if there's a defender within playing distance, then that call would have been made right then and there and gone the other way. And obviously there was nobody around when she swung, so there was no call.
Well, we've got just about 12:40 to go first half. That one is hit into the circle. North Branford with some control here. They've played well offensively, but Stonington has matched that power defensively until the corner has been awarded to North Branford. And I will say, North Branford is one big ride up to Wethersfield for this game, so I bet these guys are thinking, man, we came all the way up here. We better be going home with some hardware.
Isn't Stonington even farther? Aren't they on the Rhode Island border?
Oh, I honestly didn't know that.
Yeah, they're on the Rhode Island border. So
So-
both of these teams traveled far for this championship.
Well, that was the same for Wilton and New Canaan. Is that one's up? A home run swing! It's a goal! Ooh, is it?
Yes, it is.
It is! That is a goal! And North Branford, right as we said the bit about the long ride, they find the back of the net. Maybe it's a little encouragement.
Yeah, that was a really good play. The ball was put up legally. Player was right there. You hold your whistle. Let's see what happens. And the Stonington player, the North Branford player was able to put a stick up and deflect that right in the net.
And that looked almost like a home run swing right there. They were going to the majors on that one. And North Branford has drawn first blood, and they're up by one early in the second quarter. And here they come looking to do it again off the stick and out of bounds. But what a play that was by the Thunderbirds.
Especially not to get frantic that ball was up. She took her time, located the ball, and then placed it in the net at the appropriate level.
And so Olivia Toto is credited with the goal, with Mia Oliviero getting the assist on that play. And here's Toto again. Toto is trying to bring that one up the field. Centering pass, trying to get it into the circle, does not quite get there. And we'll see it be another corner.
Yeah, that ball went off the leg of a defensive player inside the circle, so our favorite call of the day is corner.
Yeah, you gotta love it. It didn't happen that much in the second game, but we saw it in the first game too much. North Branford looking for the second goal, trying to see if they can get some insurance goals on this one early, but this is the same way we saw. Oh, it rolls through again! Oh my goodness! North Branford, number 7 it looks like, from way in the circle, from the far reaches of the circle just about. Looks like that was Mia Oliviero.
Somebody had to tip that in the circle, so be interested to see who gets that, because we know the assist came from the corner outside, so 31 assisted, number 7 goal.
So number 7 does score. Number 31, Peyton Kaminsky, gets the goal. And right as we said, do you maybe think they're going to get an insurance goal? They tack on a little breathing room.
North Branford goal.
Yeah, you know what? This is the first game that we've called today where we have 2 goals
In the first half.
in the first half.
Well, to be fair, New Canaan and Wilton had 2 goals in the first half, but it was 1-1. It was a combined 2 goals. We did not see a team score 2 goals until the second half, and North Branford is capitalizing on this momentum. They're looking to make it a third.
Yeah, it looks to me definitely that North Branford has a tremendous amount of momentum going. Stonington is trying to figure out how we're going to regroup this and get a goal of our own.
Yeah, Stonington has got to be thinking over there. and these guys came in as the number 2 seed. This would be potentially the first upset win that we see today. But is it truly an upset if North Branford beat Stonington earlier in the season?
Yeah, I noticed that North Branford is 4, so I don't know. I still think it would be an upset because we have
4 and 2.
We had a whole season to play. So sometimes at the very beginning of the year, you might lose to a team and then learn and then get better as the season goes. So.
Well, I mean, these guys did play towards the latter half of the season. October 9th was their 1-0 matchup. As that one's into the corner across the sideline. Stonington ready for a play-in. And with North Branford, 9 minutes to go in the first half, they are looking good right now. They're looking pretty comfortable. And these guys really just have to keep up this style of play. There's no way that they can try and rest back. I think you sit back for too long, Stonington's going to find themselves back right into the heart of this game. But North Branford has to keep playing dominant field hockey. And here's Stonington trying to get a little momentum, and they just can't seem to do it.
Yeah, North Branford's beating them to the ball.
And so here's Stonington again, inside the 20 this time, down by the 10, and with 8:20 to go in the second quarter of today's game. Our final game of the day, and it was so nice to bring you all the action from into the comfort of your homes, wherever you may be around the state of Connecticut. It was so nice from the comfort of our own press box to bring
We
you
have
the
a
action.
corner for Stonington.
Oh! And so, we get to see, can Stonington use this to capitalize and make it a 2-1 game? Again, this final, very, very important for both of these teams. Both of these teams met. And again, the last time these guys met in the finals, it was a Stonington win. And right now, the table, or the roles have reversed so far. It's 2-0 when the last score was 2-1 Stonington. Right now, it's 2-0 North Branford, and I don't think the Thunderbirds are going to stop. And, oh, look at that! Off the corner, right to the dotted line. Ball will still remain Stonington possession, but no corner.
Yeah, that was very fast coming out from North Branford. She took too long to try to get that shot off. You don't have that much time on those hits out like that to take your time and swing, and take a shot with a long backswing.
Yeah, these guys have
Defense
speed.
are too fast.
6:50 to go, and Stonington trails by 2 here in the second quarter. We've still got a half of field hockey to go after this. Approximately 36 minutes and 40 seconds left of field hockey if you want to get exact. The North Branford rifles it up the field, off the stick of a Stonington player, and in are the Bears. And look at that. They sent 3 North Branford girls up to that back line almost immediately. Stonington is having almost no time, like a quarterback under the blitz. No time to make these decisions.
So I said earlier, I said they're just quick to the ball. They're just a little bit quicker. I'm sure at halftime there'll be some adjustments made by the coaching staff.
Looks like whistle blows. Stonington ball. Stonington just really needs to capitalize. They're getting these opportunities, or at least momentum to generate opportunities and chances, and they can't capitalize on them. With 5:50 to go in the second quarter.
Well, the past 2 minutes they've been down in North Branford's end, trying to get down there to get an opportunity to score.
Trying to
There's
wear
another
away
one.
at him. In the circle. Ball going to North Branford. And this has just been bad luck at some points for Stonington. They've had these opportunities, and then all of a sudden a whistle blows and the ball goes the opposite direction. One bad spot by a player, a bad pass, a bad swing, anything really. It has just not gone well for the Bears today, but that is not due to a lack of trying. These guys, again, have been on that side of the 50 for about the past 2-3 minutes as North Branford brings it along the far sideline and out of play. Back to Stonington hands. You know, instead of blooming late in the quarter, they're blooming late in half.
Yeah, I mean they're having some opportunities now that they didn't have earlier. Stonington, that is. So again, it'll be interesting. Remember, now the game is not played until it's over. Last whistle.
That is true, and with 4:40 to go in the second quarter, it still remains a 2-0 game for the Thunderbirds of North Branford. We'll see what the girls in black and purple can do as they line one back towards Stonington, but North Branford is all over it. They play it off the stick, a nice stop, and it'll go off a Stonington player, and the Bears will take it from about the 46-yard line.
Yeah, that ball was played up too high into her upper body, so they're able to get the ball back.
That one played off a North Branford's
player. Body, so she'll get to play the ball back. And they have a player team, but they just can't break through that defense by North Branford.
Yeah, that North Branford defense is looking strong, mighty strong here in this first half. We'll see what kind of adjustments can be made by the girls in Stonington, by the coaching staff for Stonington to try and counteract this. 3:40 to go in the second quarter. Time continues to whittle away. Like sand in the hourglass, so are the days of our field hockey.
And how do you know that reference? Come on, that's an old soap opera.
Well, one, my mom watched a lot of it, and two, there's a guy who makes fun of the Pittsburgh Steelers and does Days of Our Steelers online. So.
Okay, so it has to be a new reference. Thank you, because I was going to get worried there
Well,
about
I mean,
you.
that
you're not old enough.
That
I am,
show
but
is
you're not.
still going, you know.
No.
It is. It is very much still alive.
No.
And that's the one with Victor Newman, isn't it?
Oh, no.
No, that's The Young and the Restless. Both of those are still going. Bold and the Beautiful, Young and the Restless, Days of Our Lives, they're all still on. Trust me.
Oh, my. I've never was a soap opera fan, so I'm
No,
kind of glad.
Me neither, but when I was little, my mom would keep the TV remote, and that's what we had to watch. So it was a fantastic time to be alive. But back to the field hockey. Stonington right along that near sideline. Out of bounds it goes, but the Bears retain.
Yep. And they have a good opportunity, but she hit that one a little bit too hard. But she had a player there, so we could have had an opportunity to get to the cage. So.
And with under 2.5 minutes to go in the first half, time is quickly expiring. And I really can't stress that fact enough. I mean, this game's kind of going past us, and then watch, we get to the second half, it's going to take much, much longer.
Thank you.
As North Branford kind of chips this one along right into the Stonington defenders. And the Bears
An opportunity in there.
split some defenders.
Yeah.
Oh.
I must have missed it. I was just checking. Thank you.
They just missed.
Just wide of the cage. Oh, and we have a timeout.
Yeah.
Oh, 2 balls were on the field, so official call time to get the other one off. And we're back in play.
It's not working anymore.
1:40 to go here in this half. We'll get you ready for halftime. About 7 minutes it will be. Live on the NFHS network.
Stonington has a nice little run going here. Like I said, for the past 4 or 5 minutes, they've been more offensive-minded. Ball down in the North Branford circle, but it's all about North Branford's defense right now.
Yeah, the Thunderbirds are flying high defensively right now. There is nothing getting past these guys. Stonington is really going to have to wear these guys out throughout the last 60 seconds of the half.
It looks like they pack the middle of the circle, and it's have to find a different way in, I think.
It's a very big defensive strategy, and you know, packing that middle lane, that's where you're going to get a lot of your best shots in, and by them packing it, and with so many fast defenders too, there's absolutely no way that Stonington has been able to drive into that circle and confidently take a shot.
Yeah, they haven't been able to have that shot. They haven't been able to get to a deflection, which is what you want to get. Because, of course, half the time the goals are off of deflection. So, as we saw down in the second goal by North Branford, where the player deflected that ball in the cage.
And for North Branford, they line it along with about 10 seconds now to go in the half. So it looks like that's going to be all she wrote. Well, again, we'll go to the proverbial locker rooms. Maybe not, as here comes North Branford on a charge. But out in front, oh, what a clear by Stonington! A cardiac clear to end the half. Again, the proverbial locker rooms are to be entered. We'll be back on NFHS Network. Your score, the Thunderbirds of North Branford 2 and the Bears of Stonington 0. Well, we're back live, and Stonington is ready for the pass back to open up the second half of the game. And they're going to chip it forward as well, and hopefully that bounce works out well for them. They whiff, and it does. The strategy pays off. As Stonington tries to get aggressive early, and they were aggressive in that late part of the second quarter. And of course, if you're just joining us, my name is Jimmie Clark.
And I'm Donna Vavrinec here with you live at Wethersfield High School for today's CIAC Class S Championship between North Branford and Stonington High School.
And Stonington was not off to a hot start in that second quarter, gave up 2 quick goals to North Branford. So the Thunderbirds do have quite a bit of breathing room entering this third quarter, entering the second half, but the Stonington Bears got very aggressive in the latter half of the first half, and they're looking to keep it that way as we enter the third quarter. Of course, a minute in now, and North Branford in the black, Stonington in the white, and Stonington having to play very defensively. North Branford, it'll be a kick save, and out of bounds it goes. Branford will have to start from about the 25.
Yeah, it looks to me like Stonington, the last part of the second quarter, came on with an offensive push. They look like they're starting the quarter that way, but the ball turned over to North Branford, and we're going to go back.
Looks like she's going to be okay, though.
Yeah.
It was a hard hit. We had one of those on Wethersfield this year, and that girl did miss the rest of the season.
Oh.
But she has been fine for the past few weeks, so. Strange to see that she missed the tournament. She was actually fine for that. But either way, it's a lot of safety comes in when contact to the head is made, so.
You know, even though they have mouth guards on and play has been has improved tremendously throughout the state, and we're playing on turf that gives us a real bounce. Sometimes the ball just ricochets off like that, a stick, and if you're in the wrong place at the wrong time,
You're getting hit.
You're getting hit. And let me tell you, it hurts.
I've seen it happen to other people when they've got hit in the leg, and I've asked the person who was hit, and she was hit in the mouth, and I go, hey, when you get hit in the leg, does that hurt? And she looked at me and almost said if I was joking.
Because I'd look at you like that too. That ball is pretty hard.
Oh, I've felt one. It is not soft by any means. You could probably put that through a window if you really wanted to.
Oh, yes.
Either way, North Branford playing defensively here is Stonington again getting quite aggressive offensively. This will be played out of bounds by North Branford. Stonington on top of it, and they'll send it back into play. And the Bears, of course, seeing a nice turnaround here in this second half of action. They're still trailing by 2, but with almost 30 minutes still to play, that is a very doable score to come back from. And North Branford playing very well, trying to clear the ball, but this is not the same North Branford we saw in that early going in the second quarter, is it?
No, I think again, Stonington has come out, and they are, you know, being the aggressor here. I think they're down 2-0. There's no time tomorrow. There is no tomorrow to play, so you need to get in there and score.
And North Branford just trying to play their best defensive ball, and they will do so as they get it across midfield, but not for long. Stonington. Oh, the ball's going to be ruled North Branford's way. I thought that went out on North Branford. But they're going to say a last-second deflection off a Stonington stick, I believe.
Yeah, either that or that the girl who from Stonington obstructed, so that ball would then go to North Branford.
And so North Branford in the black and the purple plays it off a Stonington player, but they keep the ball. That one is lined in towards the circle. A home run swing almost. Knocking it backwards. Played along the ground, the short ball.
Much more aggressive Stonington team.
Yeah, Stonington has come out with a fire under them. These guys are the number 2 seed in the tournament. They have to do something. They can't afford to be shut out in this championship game like this. These guys, of course, Stonington hasn't won since the year 2013, which was their last appearance against Granby Memorial with a score of 1-0. That was their second title win in program history. Their only other title win coming in 1987.
Okay, that was high, so the ball goes back to North Branford. So there's a difference between the ball being high and being played into an open space, which is a nothing call, or a ball that is high that's being played in the vicinity of a player, a defensive or offensive player. You just don't want to have that danger around any players. So sometimes you hear the crowd go, "Oh, that was high! Oh, that was high!" But it was into an open space, so it's a no call.
Gotcha. I am gonna admit I've never understood field hockey any more than I have today. So I will thank you for being here this afternoon with us. And we thank you, the viewers, for being with us here afternoon. Up next, you can go on with your day. This is the last game of the afternoon. And a corner has been awarded for North Branford. So at the corner, still up by 2. 8:40 now to go in the third. Looks like... Look at the runners off, ready to start like a track meet. The shot goes forward.
Shot by the goal. Nice stop by the goalkeeper.
They will say that is clear to the corner.
Went off the keeper who was inbound, so we have a 25-yard hit coming in.
8:10 to go, third quarter of action. Here from Wethersfield. Stonington, very aggressive play, a beautiful played ball. Here come the Bears again. Stonington along that far sideline, but they put a little too much on it. Over the end zone it goes. Or the end line, sorry, the end line.
It's okay, you're doing a great job so far, and you're learning. And I heard you use the words, you know, it's a pass back, so we'll let you some slack on that end zone instead of end line.
Ah, thank you very much. I'm glad I was afforded that. The Bears taking it from the 25. See what the Stonington club can do with it. They play it in to the circle. And it is not going to go in. 7:10 left in the third.
Definitely a different sense in this half, don't you think, than this first half of this ball game so far? Much more of a
Absolutely.
Stonington trying to get some.
Well, this is the same way Branford played in the first half, as now Stonington gets a corner. This is the same way Branford played in that first half, only roles being reversed. Stonington is almost insurmountable force on offense, and North Branford just can't seem to get past that. As we see, with 6.5 to go, Stonington, the Bears, looking to try and play this corner. And it'll be laid right in towards Stonington. Cleared away. The speed from North Branford. How quick was that? 0 to 60 in 0.5 seconds. Talk about speed. It's taken back by Stonington. Right along the 20-yard line. And it will remain to be Stonington ball. Of course, the Bears from the Eastern Connecticut Conference had a game against North Branford earlier this year. It was a 1-0 loss for Stonington. And North Branford with double that score right now. Do you think it stays that way, or do you think Stonington finds
to me,
the back of the
Stonington
net?
is trying to find the back of that net. So, but I'm not going to jinx anybody. I'm just going to sit here and let it play happen.
That is fair. That's fair. 5:15 to go, third quarter.
Seems to me like North Branford's defense is bending some, but it's not breaking.
Yeah, and they are giving up a little bit more than I think the coach would like to admit, at least in terms of ground and territory. But outside of that, it's been a pretty even matchup. I mean, both teams have had their time dominating possession-wise. We're seeing with now the Bears having their time to dominate possession-wise. There was no goals in the first quarter, 2 in the second. Are we going to see no goals in the third quarter and some in the fourth as North Branford clears that one away down by the sideline? Oh, they miss, and I think contact was made with a stick there. Not sure. Number 2 will come on. Ball played in. And it will remain Stonington ball. The Bears bring it up. North Branford right there. But Stonington to catch it along the 40. So midfield stop. Stopped again by the Thunderbirds. Number 37 took it away, and that's Brayden LeBeau, one of the captains.
Yeah, that ball deflected off of Stonington's stick, giving the ball back to North Branford for a side in.
You see the hit in. Number 14 on that one, that being Sophia Fernals. And the Bears, number 5, Eileen Ackley. Tried to hit that one in. Picked up by Brianna Plew.
Yeah, I'm starting to see Stonington step up a lot on offense.
Oh, a little too much contact by North Branford. Calls for the whistle. And so North Branford trying to get quick on the takeaway again. Played off a Branford player. No danger. Branford with a nice steal, but 1-on-4 going the other way. Can she beat him to the ball? No dice. Number 13, Anne Drago will take the ball. That one sent along. Stonington with an attempt. North Branford trying to shield the ball. Stonington takes it, plays it forward. 2 minutes to play. Look at Stonington. Looks like they got a free hit.
Right outside the circle here on that miss by North Branford.
Play it back out.
Opportunity for them.
And again, the speed from
Yeah.
North Branford.
They just don't have the opportunity to take that big hit. They're just too fast. They're just going to have to, maybe when they go in after this period, talk about that hit being taken a little bit quicker, maybe use a push pass, but definitely not anything with the backswing.
Well, I think a lot of it is going to have to be playing the short ball. That you know for 3 quarters that you definitely cannot use the long ball. It's not feasibly possible for that to happen. And now we're seeing that it isn't possible at this moment. How do you adapt as Stonington with a minute to play in the third?
You don't take that hit. You instead, like you said, push passes, self-starts, lifting the ball, anything that doesn't have a backswing, like she just did there. Doesn't take a lot of time.
And for North Branford, how do you adjust defensively to give yourself more offensive chances? Because here come the Thunderbirds. You can't let the Bears control the ball for the rest of the second half. It's just not going to be a successful plan with 29 seconds to go. We see North Branford now with the ball. They send it into the circle. Stonington is all over it, though. 15 seconds now to play in the third. We're about just that much from the final 15 minutes of the state championship crowning from Wethersfield, Connecticut.
And what a day it's been. We've had some great hockey through all 3 games.
And that'll be played out of bounds. End of 3. Donna, what do you do if you're both teams? How do you win this game in the final 15 minutes?
Well, if I'm Stonington, I'm telling my players, stop, don't give up. Just keep doing what they're doing, except once you break that 25-yard line, you cannot take those big swings. You have to look for a small ball, like you said, with a shorter backswing. And if I'm North Branford, I'm telling my kids, defense. Dig your heels in, stop the ball, and get it up to the forwards. You need to move this ball down the field and take time off the clock.
Personally, if I'm North Branford, I love playing defensively. I love that notion. But at some point, you have to try and get at least one offensive opportunity in there. They're not giving themselves chances to get that last goal to ensure that they can lock this game up.
I think if they went with good defense and then sent the ball up to their forwards, a bit more of a distance, you might find that 1 or 2 breakaways happen naturally throughout the game, where you can get maybe that possible 3rd goal. The only thing is I'm noticing that, again, they're also taking that big backswing, and Stonington's seeing it, and they're saying, okay, I can stop that ball. I know how to. It's the easiest shot to stop is a hard shot, because put your stick down, angle it, it stops right there. It's that smaller shot that can dribble is the one that can cause the most problem as a field player.
And we have seen that happen all day today. Those short dribbling shots, those trickle-in goals have been the death of some teams here in this stadium.
Nothing a keeper hates worse is that goal. A keeper goes out there every day at practice and they're so excited, like they want their offense to shoot at them, I'm coming out from the cage and I want my players to shoot. So they shoot hard, they shoot at their head, they shoot in the corners. And those are the easy shots to stop because I'm practicing and I have my hands out all the time, I'm working it. It's that dribble, that little scrum that happens in front of the cage, where that one dribbles in. That's the hardest to practice, during our practice sessions, because you never know where it's coming from. Here we go.
All right. And so we'll see as the final 5 seconds of intermission wind down. The final 15 minutes of today's state championship event begins. We've crowned 2 champions. They've been Guilford and New Canaan. Each have won. North Branford, if this result holds for the next 15 minutes, will be the 3rd and final state champion of 2021. The play is hit right into the Thunderbirds, down by the 50. Here they come along that near sideline. They take a hack. They don't quite miss it, or they don't quite make the connection, but we do see that the ball is again in possession of the Thunderbirds.
That's what North Branford needs to do. They need to possess the ball.
So now, Stonington trying to get much aggressive. They're trying to get very aggressive, but North Branford's defense is standing them up midfield. And then do you think that's an adjustment that was made by Coach Noon at halftime?
I think that Coach Noon, when the second half was over, she had to really...
Sorry, I meant the intermission.
It's right, yeah. I think after that second period, or second quarter was over, and she had to make some adjustments and tell her team, hey, that last 15 minutes, Stonington came on here, and you were back on your heels. I don't want you back on your heels the rest of this game.
We'll see if Stonington can capitalize on a more defensive-minded Thunderbirds team as that one was played into the corner and out of bounds. North Branford again, 13-40 from claiming a state championship. It would be their 5th in program history. Once as co-champions against Pomperog in 1981. First came in 1980, and they won again in 2006, 2017. Haven't won since 2017.
And that ball, like we talked about, was right up and into her, so that's why that ball went the other way.
Stonington trying to
worked their way down the field, but North Branford getting those opportunities in the early going of this fourth quarter. We're seeing a packed house today.
You know, I was just saying the same thing, looking around to myself saying, people are still here, nobody's going home, they all want to see what happens in the end of the game. And they also want to congratulate their daughters or their friends, no matter what, whether you come in first or second. Not too many people can say, hey, I played for a national championship. Well, not national, but a state championship.
Well, I'm sure it feels that way.
Feels that way, too.
It feels that way.
And it could be just that for some of these players.
Just the state championship. And again, not too many people get to say, hey, I played for a state title when I was in high school. And some of these girls, like the girls for Guilford, could say, I played for a state title for 3 years, 3 consecutive years. There are kids from New Canaan, kids from Branford, North Branford actually, who played in 2019, the last time we had a state tournament, can say, hey, I went to back-to-back state finals.
Right.
It doesn't matter if they won one, if they won none, or if they won both. You get here, you did something right, and you're leaving with something.
And I know that last year was tough for a lot of these athletes because of COVID and not being able to play. You know, very disappointed that they couldn't play for a state championship. So this is probably a little bit more sweet, should I say?
Yeah, I guess so.
To be able to play for a championship this year. So.
Yeah, it is a much better scenario than what we affectionately call here in Wethersfield the COVID Cup, as we played out the CCC Region D tournaments that Wethersfield was in. Soccer prevailed quite well. Field hockey played in that consolation game at the end of the tournament. We see with 11:15 to go. You know, a lot of these kids, you know, they win their conference championships pretty consistently for making the state finals. And, you know, that's also something not a lot of people get to say, that I was on a conference championship winning team.
Or, you know, or if they were even all conference, you know, I mean, how many kids would say that when they finished high school? You know, I played on a team, I made a conference team.
And here is North Branford on the run, tries to cross it. 10:40 left. The 2021 49th annual CIAC Field Hockey Tournament. So we see the finale unfold before our very eyes. 10.5 minutes to go in the fourth. We'll see if Stonington can manage to pull something together. 2 goals in 10 minutes is doable. We'll see if Stonington can break through and find their footing. As they play it forward. Long. Stonington will keep the ball. The Bears will get it around that 32-yard line as they continue to march downfield. It's played inward. Stopped by North Branford. And it'll be the Thunderbirds who steal the ball, as we see here. And they get up, and a big opportunity, but it's taken away by Stonington, and the Bears bring it back to the 40. Coming along, that's number 9 back there in Samantha Harris. Back by North Branford.
Stonington's defense has been doing a pretty good job. They don't allow them to get totally down the field. They're playing the long ball off of them, and you know, they're coming up. It just, once they get below the 25, they're just having a hard time getting it into the circle to either get a corner called or to get a shot off on goal. And
that is exactly what we just saw on that play. I mean, North Branford playing an incredible defensive game, and of course Stonington has done the same. Don't let those 2 goals fool you. And once again, they've gone back and forth. First half, North Branford was pretty dominant with the ball. Second half, Stonington has been pretty dominant with the ball. It really has been more of a defensive game, and I think that's what all of these games were. They were defensive games for the majority of it, and this game is really no different.
Yeah, again, you know, you're going to start to see, well, now at 8 minutes left, you know, who has the last tank of gas to maybe push through and get another score, who's not tired.
And we'll see if Stonington, who has really got it left in them? That is a big, big question. And the Bears have just been playing from behind since the second quarter, went down 1-0. We did see in the past game, we've seen teams that scored first got beat late in a game. That's what happened with the New Canaan and Wilton game. And, you know, Stonington is sure hoping this happens with the North Branford game here in the final 7.5 minutes. So we see the Bears lob that one through. And the whistle blows. North Branford takes it away. North Branford chasing their first title in 4 years since they last beat Granby Memorial. They haven't had the gold since then. And in the next 7 minutes, they could possibly do it once more for a 5th time.
Again, defense, you know, since those 2 goals were scored 1-2, like quickly, they really have only bent. They haven't broken on defense. So it's a much more evenly matched game. I mean, Branford has a little bit of the edge, but Stonington hasn't given up much.
No, they haven't. And Stonington has, you know, they've given up a few yards here and there, a few big position places here and there, but not enough to really say, you know, this game was one-sided. It's been the same on both sides. North Branford has given up a few good positions to Stonington, and Stonington has given up a few big positions to North Branford, but it's been all about execution. North Branford executed 2 of those opportunities. Stonington has just not been able to find the space or the exact timing, like on those big lined-up shots. You think those are going in the net, and North Branford zips up from the end line to steal it away. And kind of like that hard shot, Stonington takes it away on the windup, and it emphasizes how you have to play small ball. And oh, goodness.
Right. Remember what I said, the backswing is the worst thing that can happen. Unless she's right now, then she can do that kind of hit, but really...
Oh, big takeaway by North Branford with 5:39 to go. That one is not quite going to go. And number 5 took a small tumble back there. 5:12 to go. Here comes Stonington. And the Bears. And it looks like the Thunderbirds trying to steal it away.
Do you know what that is? The headset that was borrowed? Is it this one? That's what I thought.
And so as Stonington, they try to take it to North Branford. Gets it back by the 35. And with 4.5 minutes to go, it's looking more and more likely that the final champion of the day is North Branford. Of course, as we say, it's not over till it's over. You can't count anyone out.
No. We've said that all day, but this looks like a pretty, and I don't want to say secure score because it really isn't, but Branford's not coming back, pressing on. I don't know how tired Stonington is.
And I think Stonington's not really generating those opportunities they had in the third quarter. Was this more of the, you know, let themselves, like the old boxing strategy, let themselves punch themselves out, tire out in the third quarter, strike in the final round type of deal?
But you know, kudos to both programs, though, as I've said earlier today, to be able to get through a whole season, to get this far in a state tournament.
And only lose twice. Both teams only have 2 losses on the schedule.
I mean, there's a lot of kudos there to the coaching staff, to the players, to the parents who support them, you know, because they're out there every day picking their kids up or making spaghetti dinners.
Pasta, good old pasta dinners.
Good old pasta dinners before a game. So And it's great to see both communities come out in support of their team and their student athletes.
And so we see that North Branford trying to get that final charge. And North Branford, as more time goes on, they're looking more and more like that first half North Branford team, where they were dominating the offensive opportunities, finding the back of the net. Stonington, I don't want to take anything away from them, but they just look gassed right now. They look like
look tired now, but
they've used it all.
Yeah. The thing too is that you're right. North Branford's now said, okay, I'll take it into our hands this last 2 minutes, and they're putting the pedal to the metal, as they say.
Absolutely, and these guys are going full throttle, firing on all cylinders. It really is cliche time for these guys. Again, a champion in North Branford has not been crowned since 2017. That's 4 years as they take the corner. Working inside the circle, tries to take a monster swing at it. And it is cleared. Oh, and a little bit of a shove back there. And with about a minute 54 to go.
Got timeout.
Oh, timeout. As they stop the clock with a minute 49 here. See a player run off the field. And is that a card, I believe?
Yeah, it's a green card. She's got 2 minutes, which... Yep, you're welcome.
So that should be for the shove back there, I believe.
There's the shove.
And that is just...
Well, and she also, I think, put her to the ground, so...
And she will be on the chair until the end of the game, it appears, with a minute 49 to go, so...
Probably 2 seconds. I think you lost 2 seconds.
So
We had a stoppage of play, and the clock did not stop appropriately, so the officials have now put 5 seconds back on the clock. So we have a minute 54 left in this match.
So we should have a minute. And so we'll start the clock and stop it again. And so we're gonna play on. A little miscommunication between some of the officials and some of the clock officials, and either way, I don't think it changes the outcome of today's game.
No.
It appears like this might be set and squared away unless Stonington really kicks it up into high gear, or maybe even downshifts a couple of gears to get to run with these guys. But other than that,
I think they want to keep on moving.
And North Branford, a nice takeaway, a nice big windup for the hit there, but Stonington finding a man along the 45, working to the 50 as Shade overtakes the rest of the field. Oh, and the player down back there. She's going to get up rather quickly. Took a couple of jumps there. A minute to play, and it is looking ever more certain that the North Branford Thunderbirds will claim their 5th title in program history. The first coming in 1980, doing it again in 81, once again in 2006, then in 2017. And with 35 seconds to go, they prepare to add 2021 to the banner list. Stonington working forward here in our final game of the day. We're so glad you could have spent the afternoon with us here on the NFHS Network. With 20 seconds to go. Corner awarded.
The official awarded a corner, but if the clock runs out, this corner will not be played out, because even if they scored a goal,
it won't be mathematically possible.
Right, so they have to hit that ball.
They're gonna, I think they're just letting the clock run out here. And that should be it. They're gonna let him play it though.
No.
Apparently. It will go wide, and Branford, for the first time since 2017, the Thunderbirds are Class S field hockey champions. And the Thunderbirds have done it 2-0. 2 goals in the second quarter, and that's all you need for the T-Birds to claim their 5th program title.
But What a great game today. What a great game. What a great day for field hockey. We've seen 3 championship games, and I don't think any fan at home or here is disappointed with the play that we've seen today.
Yeah, I can certainly say, in all my time of seeing field hockey, these were the 3 most exciting games I think I've seen. I don't think there was really a point in any one of these games where there wasn't something exciting that was happening, but congrats to North Branford and kudos to Stonington, another phenomenal season. 14-2-0, not an easy feat to accomplish, and they played their hearts out today. Third quarter was really their time, but they just could not seize that opportunity that they were presented a few times, and North Branford's defense was just too much.
Right. Both, again, we can't say enough when 2 teams come out and lay it all on the line like this. Both North Branford's defense, when they felt threatened by Stonington, stepped up to the plate and was like, nope, it's not going to happen. And Stonington, at the same time, in the third quarter, second quarter to third, said, never say die, and they were out there pressing forward to the best of their ability. So both of these teams have done a great job out here today.
And so, in the coming moments, we'll bring you the final trophy presentation, and when the championship plaque is presented, we'll do our final wrap-up and sign off for the day. And what a great broadcast day we had here. We do want to thank Glenn Lungarini, Don Boyle, John Holt, giving us the opportunity to stream for the NFHS network today and for the CIAC. I want to thank Sue Coco and the Wethersfield High School volunteers that helped bring the game inside your house or wherever you were today, the office, the garage, wherever. It was a fantastic day for us. I'd like to thank you for coming out here and providing the color commentary. It was lovely to have you here.
No, I appreciate being asked, and I have learned a whole lot about television, and I want to thank you and also the staff here for allowing me to come out here and do color commentary. It definitely has been my highlight of my career this year, so again, I want to thank you. Great job.
None needed. And we also want to thank Principal Miss Siobhan O'Connor and Assistant Principal and Athletic Director Mr. Mike Maltesi providing the facility for the CIAC this year. Mr. Maltesi actually reaching out to the CIAC to have us be the filming team for the state championship this year. So I can't thank him enough. And we will, in a few moments, send it out to Sharon Reynolds, the PA announcer for the state finals here from Wethersfield. North Branford again, 2-0 winners, and they are the Class S champions. And we'll send it out to the PA announcer right about now.
They're lining up on the side. Yeah, they're not.
Could I have your attention, please? Would everyone please turn your attention to the center of the field? We would like to present both teams with their awards at this time. Assisting with the awards presentation are members of the CIAC Field Hockey Committee. They are Tom McKenna, Parish Hill Assistant Principal, Carol Jansen, the CIAC Field Hockey Committee member and former principal at McGee Middle School, Maureen Perkins, CIAC Field Hockey Committee member and Glastonbury High School Field Hockey coach, Dawn O'Neill, the CIAC Field Hockey Tournament Director, and Dan Scavone, the CIAC Field Hockey Sport Administrator.
Yep.
First, for the runner-up medals for the Class S championship game, the medals go to the players from Stonington High School. Beginning with 00, Anna Adler. Number 1, Charlotte Cornell. Number 2, Alex Fidrich. Number 3, Shay Burnside. Number 4, Madison Mendez. Number 5, Eileen Hackley. Number 6, Hannah Anderson.
No, it's good.
Number 7, Hannah Newlick.
Yeah, no.
Number 8, Dylan Griscom. Number 9, Samantha Harris. Number 10, Megan Harris. Number 12, Emma Spathatkis. Number 13, Ann Drago. Number 14, Sophia Fernholz. Number 15, Gabriella Demick. 16, Brianna Plew. Number 17, Alexandra Canty. Number 18, Anna Letieri. Number 19, Paige Gable. Number 20, Katie Anbari. Number 21, Nora Walsh. Number 24, Emily Obery. 25, Etta Lund. Number 33, Sandy McGugan. Number 97, Avery Slocum. And number 99, Madison Allard. And now the Class S runner-up plaque goes to the team captains and coaching staff of Stonington High School. Congratulations, Stonington. And now for the first place medals for the Class S championship game. The medals go to the players from North Branford High School. Beginning with number 1, Olivia Toto. Number 2, Sophia Toto. Number 3, Samantha Ferrero. Number 4, Lindsay Onofrio. Number 7, Mia Oliverio. Number 9, Gianna Palma. Number 10, Gianna Gamble. Number 11, Gabrielle Sinersha. Number 12, Kiana Criscolo. Number 14, Olivia Schmidt. Number 19, Morgan Lucibello. Number 20, Daytona Kaminsky. Number 22, Joanna Lamont. Number 24, Alexa Falcioni. Number 92, Samantha Hellwig. Number 27, Mia Park. Number 28, Riley Cole. Number 31, Peyton Kamensky. Number 37, Braden LeBeau. And number 77, Lily Artito. And the Class S championship plaque goes to the team captains and coaching staff of
Branford High School.
Well, since 2017, they have not held the championship gold, and they changed that today.
Congratulations to both teams.
As their last title appearance was 2019, the last state tournament. There it is being raised, and the Thunderbirds claim a 2-0 title victory, and they indeed win it. And that is it for our day today here from Wethersfield.
Thank you all the fans that are out there participating and watching this game, either on TV or on your radio or here in the stadium. But go field hockey. It's only growing in our state, which is great to see.
All right, well, for one final time, my name is Jimmie Clark.
And I'm Donna Vavrinec.
And we'll see you next season. On behalf of the CIAC, the Wethersfield Athletic Department, Blue Eagle News, and the NFHS Network, so long, everybody.